So welcome back. I've got my lamination kind of done, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop some of the glue off of this thing. Um, this is going to be the top side. I'm actually going to focus on the bottom side first because that's where I want to get my practice in on the underneath of the workbench. But before I flip it over and start putting a whole lot of pressure on it, what I want to do is I've got all these little bubbles of glue that I'm going to be popping out because I don't want them to kind of make depressions in the surface. And then once they're out, then I can flip it over and actually start planing. I'm wearing the eye protection right now just because as I pop these guys out, I'm worried that they're going to just kind of bounce off the wall or something and maybe fly into my eyes. So this won't be very exciting to watch, but I guess hopefully it'll go pretty quickly. Just scraping off some of the excess glue. My goal is not really to dig into the wood right now, it's just to get some of the excess glue that's on the surface down. Maybe I'll be more systematic and actually start at the very top. The reason I'm using a chisel, not just having at it with a plane, is because I've actually tried this before with a plane on a different piece of wood. And what happens is sometimes it just grabs a whole chunk of wood and lifts it all off. So I'm trying to just scrape the glue off and leave the wood untouched as much as I can. Maybe what I'll do is once I've got it mostly flat, then maybe I'll just take a plane to it real quick. Or I should say not mostly flat, but most of these bits popped off. I'll take a plane to it real quick and just do a very, very rough job at smoothing it out. But if I find that the grain is fighting me, then I'm going to stop because, like I said, I want to do my practicing on the off side of the workbench. So sure enough, these chips are flying off right into my face. I'm kind of glad I've got my eye protection on. All right. Feels pretty good. So, let's see if we were to do this. And just try to get these guys to at least meet each other. Now I expect I'm going to have a very wavy surface because these guys are not all perfectly square right now. But all I'm trying to do is get the seams to disappear. So if this doesn't look like hard work, you should tell my heart rate monitor, because whenever I start doing this, it's like, hey, you're working out. Good job. Keep it up. So I can see I have a low spot right here, which is why I'm having a hard time getting this guy to meet it. I'm not going to stress it out too much because that's not my goal right now. My goal is to see if I can just get some of these corners off. All right, it feels like for some of these I'm going against the grain, so I don't want to be too aggressive because, again, not what I'm working on right now. Okay. I think I'll call this side done for now. Is it smooth? Absolutely not. Is it flat? Also no. But it's getting there. Okay. And time to flip this bad boy over and start working on the other side. before I go ahead and flip it over, I guess one of the things I can show you is you can see over here, I've got 2 bench dogs, and that's what's holding everything from sliding in this direction. And then over here, I've got this one long piece, this 2x over here that's gone all the way along the length, and it's braced up against the wall by, like, in a couple of spots. So that means I don't have to worry about it sliding this way. And so I don't know if I need clamping at all. The only clamping I would need is to prevent it from going in this direction or coming out. But I don't see why I would be doing that, because most of my work is going to be standing over here. But anyway, you know, it seems to be working pretty well. It's bracing it really, really well in place. Now, this is heavy. It's very, very heavy. We're talking like Falcon Heavy style heavy. That's that heavy. I could probably put a Tesla in this thing and launch it out into space if I wanted to. That doesn't even make sense. On this side, I've got my work cut out for me, because I've got at least a 1/4 inch discrepancy over here. So that's all going to have to come down. And I think what I might do is I might switch to my scrub plane and see if that's going to do me any favors. So this is my plane that I converted to a scrub plane not too long ago. Let's switch cameras real quick so you could see a little bit closer. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm taking these corners off. You can see like the big discrepancy right over here and here. So I'm trying to get rid of this corner and make it come down as much as possible. I have to figure out what to do about this glue. And once I get the corners off, then I can actually start leveling the rest of it down. So that's why I'm coming at an angle over here and just kind of riding on this guy and trying to take this guy off as much as I can. Just so you see what's coming out here is these are like these really thick and kind of crunchy shavings. They're not pretty to look at, but they're efficient. I'm actually working my way down pretty quickly this way. So it's not the nice smooth shavings that you always watch in people's videos where they kind of unroll it and you can see through it and everything. My goal right now is to get a lot of stuff off. It's not to make it pretty yet. I'd say pretty. I take a couple of pictures. No, I'm not going to do that yet. It's still too uneven. So if you want to see why a cheap plane is bad for you, I was wondering where this came from, and I just found out. There's a seam in the plastic over here, and you can see that seam is hitting right up here. And so that's actually irritating my skin. Maybe I'll go get a Band-Aid, because if I hurt myself too much, I won't be able to do any more work.